My opinion of myself was and continues to be something I really struggle with in terms of it being absolutely like rock bottom. Like I just have I have a prick living in my head that talks to me all the time. Do you know what I mean? And that is something that to this day, as I'm sitting with you now, I have to contend with. Do you know what I mean? I've got like this inner voice that is horrific. Do you know what I mean? It's like a horrible, horrible person that I've got, like, this horrible voice in my head that just, like, regardless of whatever external evidence there is or whatever else happens, I will always have this inner belief that I'm sort of a bit shitty. Do you know what I mean? Like, or I can't do this, or I'm not good at this, or you're getting away with this, or whatever. Imposter syndrome, I guess, is an oversimplified way of describing it. But yeah, it's something I've sort of had to, not had to deal with, something I've dealt with for as long as I can remember, really.
I got chills all over my body then, and I don't really know. Do you know why it is? It's because it really breaks my heart to hear that.
Right.
And it genuinely does, and it also, I think, people don't understand the privilege that they have if they don't have that in their head.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's such a difficult thing because if you don't have that, you don't understand why somebody would have that. You go, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Snap out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Like, you look at your life and go, successful comedian.
Yeah.
What do you mean
100%. You sort of go... And it's not that I'm unhappy with my lot. It's not that I want anything it's nothing external. I don't need anything external to change. I just have that. You just have that. I've just always mentally had that. And yeah, like what you just said, I totally relate to, because sometimes you don't tell people because you just sort of go, they're going to go, what are you on about? Like, what are you talking about? But people that get it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I do think, it's something that I've kind of got involved with as much as I possibly can, is to sort of encourage those, those kind of mental health conversations and stuff. I think we've become much more open about it than we were in the past. But when I was at uni, I went to see a therapist that they had like these free therapy sessions for students, and I went along to one and I did like a whole course or whatever. I remember telling my mum about it and she like freaked out, because she said, what do you mean you're going to a therapist? Like, what, is there something wrong with your head? She really because to her mind, does that mean you're mad? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, she didn't have that same, it's like her understanding of it. Now it's completely, she's completely, her attitude towards it is very different. But yeah, it's just something you have to contend with. And like at the moment, as I'm talking to you now, I've got coping mechanisms and I'm sort of on top of it, but I'm always sort of this close, it can be something really little, like I don't exercise for a bit, or I don't hydrate properly for a few days, or I don't get enough sleep, I'm back. Do you know what I mean? Like I go dark. I just go dark in my head, like you kind of, the voice comes back, but you know what I mean? You start getting down on yourself, and you have to be on top of all of those things. Like,
what does the voice say?
It will say, you're not a very good dad, you're not a very good husband. If I come to do this podcast, it will go, why are you bothering to do this? You've got nothing interesting to say. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're going to try and get away with this. At some point, somebody's going to tap you on the shoulder and go, we all know, if you leave quietly, we won't say it. That kind of thing. I remember like doing a run of, like, I was particularly busy. I had a run of about 6 panel shows, like different studio things over 2 weeks. And I was in a really bad place. And I turned up to each one of them with the steadfast belief that I was shit at this, right? And I've got to try and get away with it as much as I possibly, like I was just in a bad place. I turned up and I'd be sitting there and like, to be a comedian, you've got to be loose and like chilled out and relaxed. And it's almost like being I've read a lot about it, about being in a flow state, being in the pocket, whatever you want to call it. You can't be in the pocket if you've got a voice in your head going, you're crap at this. So it's like, yeah, you just go through periods of it, I suppose.